Okay. Almost ready. Knock on wood, I guess. We have still been not having any trouble with YouTube chat, so I'll leave this on and open the YouTube chat and try to keep an eye on that. Okay. I think we're ready. I get some. Then we're ready. Oops. Okay. Now we're ready, actually. I'm jumping right in. I'm going to take a look at Ducky for the first time. I have not messed with Ducky before. There's a couple PRs into the Ducky library that the ultimate goal is to review. But to get started, I need to just like get it loaded up and figure out what it does and how it works. That way we can actually know what we're looking at when we take a look at the PRs. Ducky, I am aware of it. I've heard of it before. The hardware, so like for folks that don't know, this thing came from a hardware device called Ducky, USB Ducky. I don't know, it's got to be really old at this point, several years old at least, I'm pretty sure. This was like quote unquote hacking device. Basically, the idea is it's a USB device that you can plug into a computer. The computer will believe that this device is a keyboard, and then this device can execute scripts, basically basic scripts that are written in this syntax, Ducky script, to send keys and do stuff on the computer. It's kind of the core idea here. The library that we have allows you to execute this Ducky script syntax in CircuitPython, and CircuitPython, of course, has like the HID library and things like that, so that it can also behave like a keyboard. So this kind of allows you to make any CircuitPython microcontroller device into something very similar to this USB Ducky device. Obviously, there's going to be some differences I never noticed before. It seems to have USB on both ends, which is interesting. I assume that's C up there and regular down here. And then it has a SD card inside there, which I also never knew about. It's kind of cool. I guess where you can probably load your scripts and stuff, I suppose is how that goes. Rubber Ducky is the name, a name that's a little overloaded with meanings, yeah. Used for pen testing as well. Yep. Yeah, ideally, I assume the intention, like the reason why this thing was created originally was to try to push like OSs to validate keyboards a little bit, I would assume. Because like the core thing here is just that most computers, most OSs, they just believe that any keyboard that is plugged in is the user, right? There's not typically like a insert admin password or some kind of way to validate that user actually has any authority on the machine, or to validate that it is even actually a user and not a script or a rubber duck or anything else. Okay, I'm not using this exact same device, NeoTrinky. I don't think I got one like this. I got a couple of these Trinky ones, but I don't think this was one. Rotary encoder one, I think. Maybe one other. Button one is there's a Neo. Yeah, I think maybe I got one of those as well. I'll just use anything. Feather S2 probably, Feather TFT. So it's pretty straightforward as far as I understand it. We're basically just load this code, put the library in the lib folder, and then we'll have this file, Ducky script text, or whatever we want it. We could rename it there if we wanted. And then that's going to contain the Ducky script, actually. Interesting, the guide does not have any like contents for this. And I guess the whole idea is you customize it to whatever you want. You find it interesting though. And it won't even be in here, will it? Well, there is one in here actually, okay. Huh. I guess then it's the repo. Where was I at? I was in the repo. Yeah, and here there's none. Second. Octopus distraction utility. Already plugged in. This is from HTTP server. That's just an example though, I don't need to keep it. Whoa, that's probably too much stuff. Oh, it should crash or something, I assume, if it doesn't have this. It will need some modules. Circuit. Should update this. Can you use pip, I think? Python-m pip install circuit -- upgrade. No file, Ducky script. Ducky script. I do think it would be nice if we had one of these in the repo as well, so maybe that's another PR we could add later. I do not know the language really at all, so I guess let's hit this. Oh. Sadness. Should update that link once we find the place where it's at. Is there another One good? Nope, that's the same page. Hmm. Went to the product page though. Is it no longer open source? There must have been a works of it. Reload Studio. They have their own IDE for that thing. Wow. But this is like not quite the main, like a bunch of add-on stuff, kind of community payloads and stuff. It is active thanks to here. Wiki or like docs? Line documentation? That's ironic. I don't know. Okay. Already answered too many questions. I'm not interested anymore, I guess. I have very little faith that that's going to lead me to the right thing. Hack 5? I mean, that's who made it, right? Is it just... Okay, let's just try Hack 5 instead of that name that was there. Let's go this. But then we go this, here, like that. No. Goodness. This was called Rubber, USB Rubber Ducky, and then it was just Wiki. Box? Why would they delete the main repo? Can I find like forks of that repo after it's gone? Payloads. There's official payloads repository. Wi-Fi pineapple. Seems like another thing. Years ago. Is this a person that exists still? Yes. Delete the main repo. This is the founder. Oh, that's the wrong one though. Repository has been archived from the owner. It's read only. So it was archived before. It was archived on this date. I mean, it was archived like on this date. We don't know if it became archived on this date or not. Are there forks that are like alive still? Can you search for forks? Oh, why? I don't want to sign in. What? First of all, this is like through here. It says log in. Boy, it's kind of a pain to find the like main documentation. Why would they get rid of this? Like I assume that there are still thousands of these forks that are live that we could go and look at, but I don't know how to find them since the main project is gone. Basically search by, pretty smart. Search by latest commit. Oh, very happy. It's like a different Internet Archive. Google Cache. Okay, to the deleted repo. Work with the one in the example. Named it USB rubber ducky fork with wiki. Yeah, 1.7, that's totally it. How did you find that? Or did you search it up with Google or something? I guess, I'm guessing this, where's that page we were just on? Back here. I'm guessing this is where they want you to go now. The actual makers of the product. Googled USB rubber ducky forks. Oh. Deadly results. You got killed with this thing? Seems unlikely. I don't know. Oh no. It's back to this one. I have to like doesn't update the links for that one, so you'd have to like, and then that's also a different name. So we could find it if we put the right address, and I'm pretty sure maybe these work. Yeah, there we go. These ones work. Nice. Okay, what should we point to from the Learn guide? It makes sense to point to that fork. Is there like an official fork or anything? And I guess the product page one. Counterfeits. Brand abuse. Wonder if we're not supposed to use Ducky. Oh, I guess, okay, so that's the trademarked thing, is Ducky script. Rubber Ducky. Ducky. Ducky script. I wonder, maybe we're supposed to have TM there. Or to killer rabbits, not duckies. Make a native fruit fork. Doesn't change URLs under us. It's a good idea. Many tabs already. What does it say? Existing forks. Oh, it's like my existing forks. Can't you have, can I? No one has forked this repository yet. But that's because it's not the base one. Their count pages, at least. And then, so this one doesn't list itself as a fork of the other one though, which is weird. Oh, this is different. There's no wiki. Just, maybe it's just very old, I guess. Yeah. This one is newer, but still not updated. But when was the latest commit in the one with wiki? Still pretty long ago. Oh, wiki's not a file here. Oh, I didn't know that. 3 commits ahead of. Have any licensing? Say. 11 pages. If you clone a thing, does the wiki come with it? Like the Hack 5 one was a fork of the 2012 one. Yeah, I was wondering if maybe that Keeland or whatever that said there, I was wondering if maybe that was like a Keeland. That was the real original one. And this person eventually got the Hack 5 names. Well, I don't know, that's like the only thing they ever had. Starred one thing. It's this. I understand that, right? So does that have the... Doesn't. Hey. On the Git repo of the original wiki. Lame of them to just delete the repo and not leave a pointer. Like, if they don't want people to use that repo anymore, okay, but leave it with like an empty readme that has a link in it to whatever you do want them to go to. I never realized cloning wikis was this big of a pain, I guess. I mean, I haven't tried it, it doesn't look that bad, but... This is like cloning a separate thing, though. Fork the repo. Oh, clone the Git repo of the original wiki. Assuming... Do the force push and overwrite your wiki with the original. Here I follow. Is wiki like a branch? Okay, I'm gonna try one thing, but honestly I'm gonna move on to just reading about it and figuring out how to test it. I'll worry about the problem, I guess, of cloning it or figuring out what we want to point to later. I want to try one thing, though, which is if I clone this, what do I get? Can I see this locally? Anything about the wiki at all? Ooh. Python. Just master. Okay. I don't know how wikis work. Wonder if this already has a, is this what this is saying? No. That was from yesterday, though. That's pretty... Huh. What their current one says. Hack technique that it invented? Or just say that? Oh, weird. You have to compile it to use it on their device? It's weird. I guess I just assumed it was a text file like CircuitPython. Loot? Why would they call it loot? Weird. Lines. First payload delay 3000 string hello world enter. Pretty straightforward. I would really love to get an explanation of each line before I like run it. Remark adds a comment. Okay, that's a bit weird, but I could try to get used to it. Rem for comment. Delay is pretty self-explanatory. Is gonna sleep. String is gonna type the string, which is also pretty self-explanatory. I I don't know if they meant to imply lowercase only. I mean, surely it can type uppercase characters. Enter with a special key, enter a special key which may be pressed. Okay, so that's pressing the enter key. So that's going to just type hello world. Well, it's going to wait 3 seconds, then type hello world, then press enter, and then do nothing else. Okay. What? What? Hello? What on earth is wrong with this web page? They really want you to use the button. That's... These all in different divs for each line. Why, yes, they are. I'm glad you asked. And do they indeed also have classes like that look like random gibberish made up by something? You betcha. Bug reports to Markdown for existing being better than this. Okay, so the part of the trick here, though, is when I save this, it's gonna start typing stuff like 3 seconds later. So let's go to the Twitch chat here. Can you put emojis in there? Nice. Oh, but it... did not enter it, like... I wonder if it like wasn't done reading when we saved the file or something. Maybe it like restarted too soon. Let's delete that. Let's just rerun it. No, it certainly does not like the R. Make sure it's not the Twitch thing. Nope, same thing here. Oh. Does this want a new line? I think one of the PRs was actually talking about a bug dealing with a new line at the end. They specify a new line? Maybe that's a library thing. Maybe that's our library. I don't know. That seemed to work though. So then with Twitch chat, should send it automatically, I think. Well, bam. Can you put emojis in there? I feel that we need a rubber ducky emoji. The duck emoji is like a literal duck. But I feel like rubber ducky is an important and distinct enough concept on its own to deserve an emoji. I don't know who I petitioned to make that happen. That's my belief. Oh, I need to save the file. Yeah, that's weird that the new line. So you know what it did? You know what it did? It I bet you it's hard coded to take out the last two characters, which it expected to be /r/n or whatever, right? But in my case, it wasn't. It was. Well, but why did it get rid of only the R? So maybe it's looking for just new line. Basically, I think it stripped the R by trying to strip the non-existent new line. Does not like this, though. No available character code. So no available character code for duck, even though, like, we literally printed a duck here. It's kind of awkward. You're not putting strings, you're putting keys. Putting strings, I'm putting keys. I follow. Remember, it's a keyboard. Keyboard can't type the duck. I think I get you now. I mean, the keyboard can type the duck, but not. There's no duck key. No duck key. In order to type the duck, you need to do some other stuff like numbers and something. Yeah. Fair enough. Talking to you, buddy? That does make sense. If we knew the like control U whatever, there's probably some number. In fact, this might even be the number that it printed. I don't know. If we knew the like number, there would be some way to do it, and the key combination to do it, which I don't. Yeah, I don't know what it is on my computer. Alt number, yeah. Okay, that's fair. I don't want to mess with it either, because I did do that in the past, and I found that the like mode or whatever that it goes into while it's allowing you to type those numbers was weird and did some other weird stuff. I don't recall the particulars, but I remember being annoyed by it, either like overtaking something or causing it to seem like the keyboard was broken for a while. I got the basics of this down. So the PR, there's a lot of these open now. I guess I'm inclined to just think that we should probably link back to the main page that they host now. Even though I will say the page doesn't seem that great. Try the wiki thing still. It's bizarre to me that they deleted it and didn't leave a pointer. That's it for 1.0. Entirety of the original language. This one, let's see what we have here. More comments. Oh, these are not comments, though. These are prints. It printed this. Yeah, my first payload. Okay, that's print, not comment. Fair enough. Print to the, like, output of the thing, not print to the keyboard. Wait 3 seconds. Open the run dialog by pressing Windows key R. Doesn't work on my computer, so there. I mean, the crux of that actually is on my computer. If you just press Windows key, you basically get run. Maybe not actually. I think that's like searching. You'd have to do like terminal. Not close. Close. Wait 1,000 seconds, 1,000 milliseconds, run PowerShell, which is just saying echo, do some stuff. Back doesn't have PowerShell, doesn't have alt run. Default delay between each command. Okay, that's kind of cool. Weird they have one with a space, one without. Windows or GUI key, menu or app. Shift F10, Alt, Control. So most of these are just key names. Repeat for loops. Okay. Previous command is repeated 100 times. Previous command. So he said, can I repeat 2 commands though? It's the last command n times. There must be a way. Seeing how it's like, let's say I wanted to go string hello Duckians and then enter, and then I wanted to repeat those 2 things. Repeat command. I don't know if we support for that, maybe. Do. It definitely does just execute the last line over and over, though. Which leads me to believe the original one does that, too. You can't, like... It's awkward. So you can't, like, repeat... You can't repeat a group of things. It seems so inconvenient. So this says there are white spaces before and or after a token when send multiple keys. I don't really know what that means. There's an empty line at the end of the file. When there is an empty line at the end of the file. Actually, I had the opposite of that. I had to put the empty line or else it didn't run. Well, it ran, but it cut off the last character. When the default delay is modified, single or multiple key remain pressed. So one thing we need to do is run pre-commit and push. Let's do that. I wanted to do this one first, even though it's newer, because it's more minor. This is only changing like 1 or 2 lines. The other one is a little bit more substantial. I figured it would make sense to do the one that's touching hardly anything first. That way, if they need merge conflict resolution, it should hopefully not be easier this way, I think. So I guess for one thing, let's just go ahead and run pre-commit on this. Have this cloned. Let's try to remember the command. I wonder if I can alias get clone, but I don't always clone. We will need to add the remote for the person who made the PR. I've done it on main branch inside of their fork. Get remote add. Who is this? RAMSRQ, RAMSRQ. Fetch GHPR list. Repos set default. GHPR list. GHPR checkout 10. It looked like there was some comments at it also. Probably go without. Missing something? Oh. Okay, they commented out 2 lines. Inside of here. Length of lines is greater than 0. Yeah, I don't know that. I mean, if they need to be removed, I think we just remove them. Self.last equals lines 0. Self.lines up 0. So it basically set this into last, and then I moved this essentially. Recommit. It's actually and is the comment. I mean, I think we don't need a comment that just says fix. That doesn't tell us anything. If it wants to say like what it's fixing, we could do that, I suppose. 144. 144, fix white space after line. So I assume that's like if there was spaces here that maybe give it trouble. Didn't type the space. Oh, the space is gone. Not just put a space in that? Okay, a bunch of spaces now. One, two, three, four, five, six. 1, 2, 4, 5. Like they're fine. Or whites were after a token. An empty line at the end of the file. Fix white space after line. Does that mean like maybe they mean like this? I don't know. That seems fine also. Fix white space after line. Okay. Good, I guess. You have to run to the restroom though. That. Gabby. So inside the call to loop, if line is none, line is an optional string which defaults to none. And we are just calling loop in our code, I believe. Result equals duck.loop. Not passing a line. So line is none. Try line equals line 0. Then it says line.strip. Except index error done, return false. Isn't that gonna strip the... Isn't that gonna take the spaces out? don't know. This one seems worse to me. I suppose I'm not entirely sure how it's supposed to behave, but I feel like the way it behaved in the prior version is better. Because this one did not actually enter. Deleted the space also. I don't know, I feel like if you put... I mean, two things. Like, we just lost enter for some reason. But if you put the spaces here, they're gone again. Okay. For real though, what is deleting the spaces? It's weird. They're actually still there, but it didn't type them. So this does strip them. But I feel like if you put them here, you probably want them. And if not, then you should just delete them, not have the code modified to ignore them. This one I'm unclear about. When there's an empty line at the end of the file. Mine had an empty line at it and it was succeeding. I didn't have any issue that I know of. With the currently released version. Try this version. That one presses the enter, and it also doesn't have a problem, but I didn't... Code done running? Yeah, I didn't have... That's the same behavior I got on the currently released one when I had the script this way. That's the spaces are gone again. I don't know. There's still no problem with that, but I didn't see a problem with it with the current one either. When default delay is modified, single or multiple keys remain pressed during the default delay period. 189. Keyword.release all. If length of words is 1. How's it going, teacher Devin? Length of words is 1. Keyword release all. Sleep the default delay. Last equals line 0. Line stop pop. Turn true. Of words. Be inside of there, I don't know. Length of words. Right key, start. That's inside loop. It's saying line is none. You do this, which is set line equal to line 0, and then this is now calling strip. I don't necessarily think we want, but maybe I'm misunderstanding it. That's then going... if length of line is not 0, so that's how it would be skipping the empty lines. I would have thought, but these things that got commented out down here probably broke that. Let's just keep stepping through the logic here. So we're going to go words equals line dot split on space. I don't know, what does split do if you give it a number? On string split. I've ever seen the multiple arguments there. HID injector, that's true. Yep, it is. I have not either. This was my first time messing with it. Max split specifies how many splits to do. Default is -1, which is all occurrences. Words equals line split 1. So that will basically ignore the rest of the spaces. So S equals a line with multiple spaces in it and arbitrary capitalization. S dot split on space 1. Okay. We get everything before the first space inside of index 0. We get everything else inside of index 1. So, okay. That's what words is. Start is the first word. Fair enough. If it is a printy thing, then do the printing. If it is default delay or default delay, do some default delay stuff. If it is delay, do some that. If it is string, do this. If it is repeat, do this. If, nope, we're out of ifs. So after all of these have return, which means if any of that stuff was true, we returned, which means we don't go on. So if we get to here, as soon as we get to here, we will know that none of the rest of this stuff was true up here. And so in that case, we're going to say right key start, which was the first word. Right key start, which just calls layout.write. Substituting also all of the special key names. Which I could go back. So that's going to write the key, and then it's going to say if length is 1, then release all, sleep the default delay, set last equal to line 0, pop line 0, then return true. And then it's going to say if length of words 1 will be an empty string if there were no others. Which would be an empty string if there were no spaces. This doesn't exist if there's no spaces, though. So... Oh, okay, but if there was... Yeah. If that was length of 1, then this would have been true. We would have gone to here. We would have returned. We wouldn't come down here. Okay, so this is... Oops. This is basically only if there was more than one thing in the line. It's looking for a specific key and replacing the key value with something else. Yeah, because all the keys that have special names, like enter and control and alt and all that stuff. If there was 2, then it is, if length of words, so length of words 1. So there is a second thing in the list. There is a second thing in the list. And then this is implicitly saying that second thing also has something in it. Yeah, because if it was like this, then it's going to have the first one and the second one is going to be empty. Length of empty is going to be 0, i.e. false. It's going to release. But if length of it was not 0, then it's going to call loop on line words 1. Okay. Interesting. If it has not returned, then it is going to come all the way down here, release all, sleep. And these are now commented out. See how to draw for people using it as a prank. Okay, so let's try the default delay thing. When default delay is modified, single or multiple key remain pressed. Okay, let's try default delay modified single key to start with, because that sounds most basic. What is default delay? Doesn't. Yeah, the actual page is not so great. The wiki. I think I'm leaning towards linking to this one. Although, yeah, if we can fork the wiki somehow, it would be nice to make sure it doesn't get deleted out from underneath this again. Default delay space 0. Delays 100 milliseconds between each subsequent command. Okay, so default delay 3,000. No, 4,000, 5,000, 4,000, 3,000, 1,000, 1,000. No, it can't log. I don't believe, at least, because your OS doesn't send. The only data that travels to the keyboard from the OS is stuff to do with the lights to turn on, like scroll lock light and caps lock light and whatever. There's no other data that really flows from the computer to the keyboard, so you can't have. I mean, like, you probably could have a keylogger that plugs in with USB, but I don't know that this device would do that for you. I don't think so. If so, then it would need to be through some other mechanism, because like the HID and keyboard mechanism doesn't. It allows you to send stuff to the computer, not the other way around. So if you have another keyboard connected and you type your password on that other keyboard, it doesn't get sent to any other keyboards, i.e. the rubber ducky. If it is only appearing as a keyboard, it won't get sent stuff you type on the other thing. To the best of my knowledge. Okay, so this would make the delay 1,000 seconds, so that means there should be a 1 second delay between typing this and pressing enter, if that works how I understand. So we should see it type. Oh. What? Oh, I have caps lock on. Interesting. Not necessarily sure that we got that other delay. I guess I was thrown off though. Type. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and then the enter. Okay, that did work. Yes, that definitely worked. But this thing was talking about keys, not strings, right? That's saying when default delay is modified, single or multiple keys remain pressed during the default delay period. So how do we do a key? Because we've just been doing string. I mean, well, yeah, we can do enter, I guess. Okay, we can just put, can I just put like whatever key? Whoops. Can I just say like F? F's in the chat? Or whatever you focus. Yeah. I mean, doesn't seem like it got held down though. Like I just held it down to do that, but it doesn't seem like it was. Oh, but I have the fixed version, obviously. So if we were to use the stock version, does it stay held down? If you don't have a US layout, it will be defeated. Yeah. Oh. Okay, something definitely got held down because... Yeah, it pressed enter a bunch of times. Something pressed enter a bunch of times. I was not paying attention. I should have put it in REPL before I did that. So, interestingly, the F does not get held down, but the enter seems like it does. Which is really weird, and the modified version did resolve that. Oh, it's gonna... It was just like... Might have the file saved yet or something. Okay. That fix is definitely good. Doesn't seem to affect the just F. But like enter was definitely getting repeated for sure. And I'm not really sure about multiple keys. I don't really know a particularly easy way to test that, honestly. How would you do multiples? You just put them all in there? So if you said F enter, will that do... Will that press both? So in this case, would we get enter without the delay? F enter? Yeah. Okay. So if we had the stock version, my guess is that we'll maybe hold both of those, I guess. Not sure. But that's definitely a good fix. This was from 203. Prevent error index out of bounds when read last line, they say on 202. commented this out, and then 203. Prevent error, index out of bounds when read last line. Fix an error when press multiple keys. When press multiple keys that skip the next execution line. I didn't say that one up here. Yeah, that one's not listed up here. Fix an error when pressing multiple keys will skip the next execution line. So F enter and then like, I don't know, T enter. And then like string all done. And get rid of this. How's it going, Fede 2? Whole library of Ducky scripts readily available too. No need to be good. Yeah, we did. We saw the repo of payloads. So F enter, T enter, string all done. That went good. BR current to that. It'll have time to like the new file or whatever. .mpy file. I feel like it's not though. I think it is. Like it's just not. Yeah, it's like it's not reading. It's like after I do a change here, it's messed up until you write a different thing to the disk. It's like maybe it doesn't flush or something. Maybe it doesn't flush. Maybe it's only changing like on my PC, but not forcing it to change inside of the device. Oh the god, this is gonna type. Yeah, luckily that didn't do too much. We did find this though. Index out of 201. So is that last line thing? Because I swear we were just doing that fine. Oh, now we got index out of range and no exclamation point. The worst of all worlds. Well, that's not true. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I was not getting that before. I don't know what I did differently before. Okay, so we did finally see the index error. So I guess we could keep that fix. This one I'm hesitant on. I feel like I'm not following with this one. I don't see why white spaces are a problem if they are in the actual script code. Like, I feel like we should send them if they're there, and if you don't want them sent, then just take them out. I could see, I guess, how it might be convenient, like if you somehow got a script with a bunch of extra white space at the end of all the lines, and it was like a lot of code and you don't want to go through and delete it, that could be kind of annoying, I suppose. But I don't think editing the library to ignore spaces is the right way to resolve it. So I'm not sure if that's what this person was trying to solve or if there's some other situation I'm not quite understanding, but I kind of lean against, I don't think we want this one, I think. This one, definite good fix. We did replicate that and tested the fix. Prevent error index out of bounds when reading the last line. I'm not entirely certain why, but this one doesn't seem to be a problem every time, but we did eventually get it and verify that we never saw it on the PR version, so it does seem fixed, even though it also doesn't seem to be an error in all cases. Fix an error when multiple keys that skip. Yeah, we also verified this one and the solution. So I'm thinking all three of those are good. I'm thinking 144 to not take it personally. And I do kind of want to merge this so that we can also go review the other one and figure out any conflicts that there are now instead of like trying to wait and see if this author comes back. Because one thing is also they did, Hectrick let him know about how to do this and they never did come back again after that. So I don't necessarily know if this person is going to be coming back to this to do anything more. So I'm thinking we revert that one for now. We approve this in that state with the fixed pre-commit and everything. It will have these three fixes in it. We can leave a note that says, I tested this one. I didn't notice any problems with it in the currently released one. Therefore, I don't think we want to change the code for it. And it does cut out white spaces at the end of your string lines, which I think we should keep if they're there. We can remove those though. I don't think we want to I don't think we keep them commented. So delete those. We can just get rid of that one that said fix. Oh wait, that's the one actually that we're getting rid of for now. Actually, 144. Which, yeah, that's this one. I think we don't want that one. So we can also get rid of the comment, which was nice because I was going to say we could delete that comment. We did keep the line. So they added this whole line. I think we're just going to take that back out for now. Whoa. Interesting. Okay. I thought that was going to leave me... I thought that was going to leave my cursor on an empty line. All right, let's make sure pre-commit still passes. Should I comment? So it's going to be weird if I push this, then this is no longer going to be a change. So if I like try to comment on this change, it's like not going to exist. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to say I'm going to do request changes and then I'm going to commit with the changes I'm requesting and then I'm going to approve after that. This way we're going to have a chance to like actually put this into the comment though, because if I push with just removing it, it's going to be gone, I think. I don't know if it will treat comments that like if it's going to just bump to the next line or I don't know what it's going to do, so Is that like on keys, maybe? Do we think maybe that's on keys instead of strings? Run the released version. I think it will fail, right? Won't fail. Oh crap. Oh crap. Okay. And it does fail. So why do we, if we put another one there, does it succeed? No, still fails. So is it maybe the space here that's the problem? Maybe it's space at the end of lines that are keys. Because what I tested before was space at the end of a line that was a string. Yeah. Well, so for one thing, we have the problem, one of the other problems noted, which was that when you send two, it doesn't send the next line. Doesn't seem like it did anything other than that, right? Like shift. You probably can't do that, right? It's just like capitalize it, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I don't follow where the white space at the end of the line is actually problematic. Oh, I'm not running. It's not going to show my spaces. Okay. Now we have that, and we have a record that will stay even after we commit. So on our actual changes, we're looking at what? We got rid of line 144, which was added with the PR. Black code formatter took out white space. We deleted the 2 commented out lines instead of leaving them there and commented out. So basically code format, remove commented code, commented lines, and remove the end of line white space strip. Remove EOL strip white space. Commit passes. Okay, commit this, put it to this. Go up here. I think you made the first Circuit Playground Ducky way back in. Nice. Yeah, I remember when this like got some attention and came around. There was a big influx of like Pico, I think, as well. Pico Ducky projects that popped up for a minute. Did that not push? Push rejected. Might not be allowed to push. Yeah, I'm thinking we're not allowed to push. Shame. Yeah, I think when they make a PR, there's like a check mark for allow project maintainers to commit or something like that, and it looks like they must have unchecked it. Seems like they must have unchecked it. Protected branch hook declined. Protected branch. Ah, bummer. Okay, so yeah. Okay, here's what we do then. We're gonna clone. We're gonna make a new PR. I'm gonna start my fork from this branch, or I'm gonna start a branch from this branch. We're gonna make a new PR with mine. That way I have the rights to commit to it, and we can commit those changes. We'll point it back to this one and say this is the original code, but it wouldn't let me update it. And I wanted to merge it before I merge the other one to reduce the conflicts. So I need to probably fork this, I guess. Copy the main branch only. Weren't they originally called bad USB? I think that might be something different. I think that's the power one. It's like it will like charge a capacitor with the power, and then once it reaches a high enough amount of power, it will discharge it back into the thing, and your motherboard is not protected, then fry your computer. Hopefully the USB ports on the computer side will have some protection or a fuse or something so that it will only fry the USB port and not the computer. I do mean long ago, like pre-CircuitPython even. Oh, wow, yeah, before the Express CircuitPython. Dang, Circuit Playground Classic one. 7 years ago, wow. Okay, so we have this. I will add my remote. Okay, for one thing, let's just go back to... I wonder if the problem is main. See, what's weird is this thinks we're still on main, but it looks like I have commit. I don't like this. I want to. Oh man, yeah, I want to. I want to get rid of that commit. I think we're just about to clone this again, honestly. We're about to just clone this again. I could probably fix this somehow, but I could also mess it up, and either way, it's going to take longer than just cloning it again. Okay, what is it? Dash origin? Foamy guy? I wish I could find that out before I got through all of that, because if I would have known that from the beginning, I could have started this way. I suppose a lot of the time I spent was figuring out Ducky and how to do it and stuff. I didn't really lose that much time to this, I think. Okay, get remote -v. It did work. Okay, so now we have Foamy Guy. We actually want get remote, add Adafruit. And then we also want get remote add ramskers. Get remote add ram SRQ. Git fetch Foamy Guy. Git fetch ram. PHPR list. Okay. PH repo set default. Adafruit. So we don't want to check it out that way though. So really what I want to do is go new branch from this. So we want to go git checkout new branch. The name of it will be ram SRQ fixes. It's going to come from ram SRQ main, and it will be no track. So we should have their version from the PR here, but now we're in a new branch with it. So we get rid of that, get rid of those. We save, we run pre-commit. That reformats to delete the space or whatever. Okay, we basically want that commit that I tried to do before. Code format, remove commented lines, remove strip, remove EOL, strip, white space. Commit, we want to commit to Foamy Guy, yes. And this is their commit. Yeah. So now when I make a PR, it will show their commits. Like we'll have the full history of this branch. Catch up over here. Some people tell me it was really cool. Used for security class where I used to work. Nice. Some of the students expected USB key to be malicious, but I distracted them by talking about the accelerometers, NeoPixel's microphone. Yeah, Circuit Playground, I guess, is a particularly dangerous USB device because it's got so many like pretty lights and things to distract, right? I never thought of it that way, but that's a pretty good point, actually. Huh. All right. Should be committed now here. So now we're going to go back to here and make a new PR. This needs all of these, doesn't it? This allow edits by maintainers, I'm assuming they must have unchecked that one. So this, I guess, is probably, I guess now, because I don't know if it will let us. You approve your own? I mean, really, I'm approving theirs, not my own. Let me fix it on there. Let me do something that requires admin. YouTuber made a video on the Pico Ducky repo. Yeah. Another implementation using CircuitPython. Same time as the data for the library. A lot of people came. Oh, what would make it work with their keyboard layout? On layouts library. My Windows to always ask for the admin password instead of just the confirmation dialog. Yeah, that's smart. I mean, honestly, I'm surprised OSs haven't started defaulting to, like, when you plug in a keyboard, you have to put in a password. Is there a NeoPixel on the devices, Feather TFT? I don't think there is. Oh, nope, there is. That. Oh, okay, I see. It's really small. It's by the charging port. Okay. Like we gotta wait a minute on. Oh, nope, it did. Actually. But what I was about to say was I gotta run to the restroom, so I'm gonna do that. BRB. When you connect a keyboard, input a password. It's a bootstrap problem. Yeah. That's true. So, yeah, I guess it should be a random number. So like it should pop a thing up on the screen. Like it should basically be like Bluetooth pairing kind of for keyboards. I don't know if they still make Bluetooth keyboards do this, but there would be a thing where like you would connect your Bluetooth keyboard, it would pop up a window and it would say like type, the number 7829 on the keyboard, and then it can like listen for those keys, but it won't react to any other key presses, and so you have to press those before it will start doing anything. And then I assume there's some sort of hopefully brute force protection, otherwise you could just key mash everything until eventually you get lucky. Yeah, but maybe if it can like only type into one input box or something, like maybe it gives you a random word and you have to type it into that input box, and then that input box is the only one that listens to the keyboard before you do it. It is tricky though. It's kind of a chicken egg thing. Have the payload studio. Okay. Oh, I can't. It doesn't let me actually. Can I merge it without an approval then, I guess? Yeah. I'll leave a note. Or I'll also, I guess, go back and leave an approval on this one. My stuff is going. It's annoying. Ah. Okay, so we're going to merge 11, and then we're going to close 10 and say that it has been resolved by 11. Like, ordinarily, I would obviously not be creating my own PR and then merging it. But in this case, like, this code is not mine, right? This is all really from 10. If I could, I would just use 10 and merge it, but won't let me. Oh, interesting. It did auto-close that, which is... It even shows it as merged, which is kind of fascinating. I did not expect that. That's interesting. Yeah, I guess it just knows that the branch is intertwined, right? Like, it knows my branch came from this, so it counts this one as merged too. That's interesting. I was expecting it to, I was expecting to have to do one more bit manually there. Okay, so next one we want to look at, here's a PR for a rewrite that makes the loop be non-blocking. It will return immediately if a delay is in effect. Instead of sleeping and non-destructive, the script will still be intact, so a call to loop after it returns will start the script again. Okay, so if you call loop and you finish going through Ducky script, if you call loop again, it'll run? How does it stop from infinite looping, though? After it returns false. Wait, what is our code? Our code finishes, though, right? Oh, we typed... Oh, no, I put that there. Hey, I was listening to that. See what let me catch up on the chat here. I can see what a lot of security people out there think USB microcontrollers are a nightmare for them. I mean, just advertise the USB as Adafruit Industries or CircuitPy. You're really gonna think twice about it. Rubber Ducky supposes standard USB drives too, so there's that. In fact, somebody definitely asked in CircuitPython help how to do that with CircuitPython. So the drive is empty but secretly run code. So the drive for the user to put files but run, say, a picture frame code. Yeah, I noticed there's a few projects where it's like load CircuitPython, copy some files to the device, and then load this other UF2 with Arduino code in it. And then it can like see those files still, which is weird. You just can't mess up the code. Also, new one has USB-C, as you can see there. Yeah. Also, no one answered them because the intention was quite clear. There's a person who asked how to turn the RPi camera into a scanner. They were attempting to scan money. I don't think that camera's going to be good enough for that, probably. That's not a good idea. Honestly, I think lots of scanners and cameras and stuff have like built-in, not quite backdoors, but like built-in filters. They'll check for images that are too close to money and like take the color out or like add a watermark or something. I think things like Photoshop and stuff these days will do that too. I've never tried it. You know what's interesting is prop money, though. You can buy like millions of dollars of prop money online for not very much. Okay, so basically this makes it non-blocking, which is definitely pretty sweet because this would allow you to have the Ducky loop running and still do other stuff like LED animations, for instance, to make the device friendly seeming and stuff. Yeah, there are merge conflicts, I guess, so we're gonna have to try to resolve those. Hopefully it's gonna let me push this one, so we're gonna wanna add the remote for this PS tray. Oh, I don't know why I did that. This is not even the right instance of PyCharm. Git remote add PS tray. Git fetch GHPR list, GHPR checkout. Merge. Let's update main though. Oh, do we not have Adafruit main? Git remote -v of Adafruit. Not listed there. Local is Foamy Guy main. Why does it not list Adafruit? Didn't fetch yet, I see. Check out. Won't let me call it main, probably. Maybe it would have. I don't know. Adafruit main. We want to go to here. No. We want to go to here. We want to merge from Adafruit main. How come loop no longer has line? All right, well, let's worry about why it was changed after we get the conflicts in, at least. So repeat is handled up here now. So we take this and it gets rid of the old repeat. We X this. These are the lines that were commented out and then removed. I'm not actually sure why these are here. So let's do that, I guess. And then we would X this, because we certainly don't want any time.sleeps. The whole point was this is removing that. And then I assume there is now logic elsewhere. Yeah, this just returns real fast if it's not time yet. Okay, so we got all the conflicts in. Apply. Okay. Okay. Push that. That should update the PR. I should have ran pre-commit probably. Fingers crossed. Oh yeah, I didn't put Monday Funday in the thing. The PR adds a repeat. Yeah. Well, I mean, repeat used to exist. It added a new handler for it inside that loop. And see that request for rappers who want to make music videos to throw dollars. Yeah. Next index to index into the lines. Live stream. Yep, somebody posted that. No, yeah, it doesn't pop into there. I don't know if the real ones pop into there either, honestly. Not sure how that one is hooked up to work. That live broadcast thing in here. Okay. One at the end of the video. Seen the Saturday one sometimes. Oh, that I discovered that you can buy prop blurred money. Blurred money. Interesting. Okay. Let's make sure I didn't mess up the repeat. I think it's just handled up. Yeah, it's handled up here now. Used to be handled differently, I think. Be interesting if we could see the actual changes from the merge. I don't know. So I will say the line thing is a little bit weird. Why would we get rid of loop line? Why would we get rid of that? I mean, to be fair, it didn't seem like it was using it. But was was absolutely nothing using it for certain? Or is it possible there was something somewhere using it? 194 used to use it. So that must be changed then. This is basically at the end of loop where it was saying if length of words. No, it's saying is there a second one, basically. Is there an actual second word in the line? So for one thing, we have repeat here now. There's logic at the top that deals with repetition. There's that, which deals with the actual repeat code from the Ducky script. And this does no longer call loop, passing in the line. That's actually really funny. It's just like that in real life, though. So like you look at it and it looks blurry. That's pretty funny. The packaging is a nice touch. Actually, so was there any other? This is just not going to run automatically then. Oh, let's see. Simple test was calling it, but just loop. Let's look in the repo. I mean let's look in the learn guide and just make sure that the code from the learn guide is not trying to use that. My concern is if we're removing line as an argument, like any code that might have been existing will break. Loop. One of two matches. Okay, yeah, that just has loop. Doesn't ever pass anything. Should be good. Okay, that's fair. Let's make sure it still works. So back to no sleep. Copy that version of the library. Device workspace, go to lib. We can just delete that. Oh, okay, yeah, I was gonna say I should have. Already. Okay, Ducky is pasted. Go to this. What's our script? Is still this. This. So with just the script that we have here, it's not gonna matter. Nothing changes. Everything will still behave the exact same way. Uh-oh. 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 Obviously, it's not. It's putting the words enter. I probably messed up the merge, honestly. Main. This is like main after the PR merged, yeah? Okay, main is good. Main works fine. No sleep seems to have problems, though. It's not happy with the enter. Kind of maybe makes sense. There's no enter here. Did we get rid of it accidentally? Oh god. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, enter is part of this, though. Only inside there. Okay, it wasn't one of these, so it's just not checking commands properly. Alright, I guess let's step through the logic. So, we call loop. Loop returns a boolean. It'd be nice if we said what it returned here. I want to be able to switch back and forth with main. Tired of going back to the branch. Fighting with Ducky. It always did return a boolean, and it never was documented what it did. So it'd be nice if it told you what this was, but that's not a problem for this PR. So save the current time in nanoseconds into now. If now is less than wait until, then just return true. So basically, if it's not time to run yet, just return true, do nothing. By default, wait until would be 0. And so now would not be less than 0 the first time this runs. Now will almost certainly be a positive integer. Positive integer is greater than 0, therefore this will not be true the first time it runs. We go to here, try. If self.repeat is greater than 0, self.repeat minus equals 1. Line equals previous line. Else, so if repeat was not greater than 0, repeat was 0 or less. Line equals lines next index. Interesting, this would be, okay, lines, yeah, next index. So take the next line and put it into the variable line, increment the next index. Index error, print done, previous line, none, next index 0, return false. Index error would be from this. Okay, so that's processing repeats by setting the previous line into line. words equals line dot split, start equals words. If start equals repeat, so that is not true for us. Previous line equals line. It feels a little bit weird that this is just randomly in between the if statements. And yeah, we didn't used to have previous line. This is a new variable. This feels like a weird spot to set it after we've checked one thing, but before we've done anything else, but we'll go on for now. Commented print we could probably get rid of. If start equals rem. What about the print, actually? I don't know if we want that. I'm not sure how the original behaves. Okay, so now wait until equals now plus default delay. Default delay. Zero. I feel like this might be the wrong units, but maybe we don't have the full picture. If start is equal to either default delay or default delay, wait until minus equals... What? Wait until minus equals default delay. Default delay equals an int from words times a number. Oh, okay, so... Yeah, so minus the current default delay, update to the new default delay, and then add the new default delay. Basically, that's going to make it so, like, if the old default delay was higher and then you lower it, that it takes effect. If that makes any sense, which I'm not surprised if it doesn't, because honestly, I'm starting to get lost. If start equals delay, wait until. So set wait until equal to words times 1,000. Wait until goes plus equal the number that we got from delay times, basically to go from milliseconds to nanoseconds, I assume. What? Milliseconds in a nanosecond. Nanoseconds in a milli. That the same as this? 6 zeros? Yes, okay. So add time to that. Fair enough, seems good. If start equals string, self.layout.write, whatever the thing was, return true, good. Self.write key start. If length of words is greater than 1, for key in length of words is greater than 1, so length of words is 2 in our case. For key in words 1 split, so that's going to be a list of all of the words except the first one. So in our case, we have the first one is F, and then we have enter, and then we have no more. Enter would be the only word that we would have in this list. It's the only one we would loop through. This is calling write key. Key should be the word enter. So inside of here, we should expect to find command stuff. And then at the very end of all of this, it just says release all, return true. Write key says if start in commands, keyboard press commands start, else layout write. So enter should work. Why does it not? I should have tested it before I merged, huh? My bad. It's gonna run again. I don't know why it's rebooting. Printed something different that time, which is odd. So did right key change at all? Doesn't look like it. Compare with. Actually, do I want on? I don't follow the difference here, but I noticed this has a space and this does not. So open the file, loop over each line. Does that work? I thought you would have to like read and then loop on new lines or something. Interesting. So go for each line, and then the old version just said self.lines.append line, whatever this is. Everything except the last one, R strip. So take the last character off the string, take the last character off the string, and then with the remaining string call R strip, which would remove this character from the end if it exists. Which is weird. I don't understand that, but okay. This one is different, and it says line equals line dot, and it's strip instead of R strip for one thing. And then it's space R. And then if length of line, so if the number of characters in this line is greater than 0, then append it. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. Oops. Is that ever edited, or is that how it was originally? Remove Windows line endings. But I already had the -1 before that. I don't know. Maybe someday, maybe somebody didn't know how to remove /n. I mean, that's my best guess, is that the other one is the /n, I suppose, yeah. I don't know why would you not just strip them both or something? I'm not sure. That's weird. Okay. After we do this, though, let's print lines. We're probably not going to make it through this, actually, this evening. I rolled the dice. I was thinking this one would be... Once we got the other one in and merged, I was thinking this one would be easy to test. And it may still be relatively easy to test, but I am rapidly approaching the end of my current testing abilities. It's just... Whoa, hey, whoa. Let's just print lines. Self-dot lines. So my lines currently do have a new line at the end of each of them. Honestly, I kind of hate working on keyboard stuff for this reason, that it keeps just typing into everything when you don't want it to. I would like to understand why my thing keeps rebooting, I guess. That's the crux of the problem. Does not help the ability to have patience on troubleshooting and focus, though. And I want to get back to the stock version, but I want the Python one. Circup install Adafruit Ducky -py, is it? Already installed. Delete this. Change this. And that. Go up to dummy keyword class that would just print to the REPL. Should do that. Something. I need to try to remember to keep going to the REPL. I should probably also turn off the automatic reload, honestly. So that way it doesn't reload when I save a file. That would probably help tremendously. Okay, we have Ducky again. I want to put the print statement back. I want to see what the difference in lines is, basically. Print lines, self-dot lines. Ah, and now I just ran it, probably. Oh no, but it's in REPL, okay. I want to get out of here. Does not have new lines in this version. So maybe our space is supposed to be both? Give me strength. Give me patience. Does /r usually come before or after /n? Gosh. Doesn't print them because it changes them to, yeah. Oh, that's fascinating. Somehow it just ran on itself. How did that happen? How can this happen? Am I missing something? That shouldn't be possible, right? Because that executed the Ducky code and caused it to type into the REPL, but if it was on the REPL, then it's not running the Ducky code. And if it is running the Ducky code, then how is it on the REPL? Unfortunately, this failed because I was hoping to be able to see the R or N here, but we can't, obviously. So I'm going to try this, I guess. I don't know if it's going to work. Buffered what it typed into the console. Okay. That did succeed, seemingly. So what I'm going to do is just leave the comment for this first and foremost on that new PR, and then I think I'm calling it a night for now on this. I am beyond ready to get up and move around and do other things and eat food at this point. I'll collect one more. Why? Why would anyone ever want to use Control Y to delete a line? Okay. Buffered what it typed in the console. There was an error, so everything typed -1 key that triggered the REPL. It'll print literally if turned into ASCII. That's what the code does in the lower example. Don't fully understand byte arrays. Isn't Control Y? Yeah, Control Y is usually redo in my experience. Yeah, if that deleted the line you were working on, I could. Yeah, that would be kind of insanely infuriating, I could imagine, because usually at that point, like, you're already in this weird, like, did an undo but want to do a redo, and then if it's just like deletes, like, your change history is just getting wrecked with a torpedo at that point. Okay, this is in. I think that fix is honestly probably good. The new line, my guess is that's what this is supposed to be. Which kind of accounts for where the -1 went. But yeah, I don't know how we ended up with a space instead of a new line. So I'll take another look at this again at some point. If it turns out everything else is working fine, we'll also test the non-blocking functionality. So at some point I'll wire this up and I'll get a NeoPixel or something going with just blinking or doing something so that we can have some other task running, have some other code doing something. That way we can also validate the non-blocking nature of this. No. Thanks for asking, but no. Like for real, thank you for asking, actually. Like, please don't just install stuff like that. Yeah. So I will try that out next time. What is this? Keyboard? Oh, that's the fake keyboard. Seems to be the simplest form of the dummy keyboard. How does that work? Oh, okay. So instead of, I see, instead of doing HID keyboard, so like in this code, it's doing this. That is pretty smart. For one smart individual, near Duck. So you basically made a fake one of these that pretends to be the same thing as this, but instead of actually sending real stuff to the output, it just prints. Yeah, which would be honestly hella convenient for testing this. Let's do that. Fake keyboard. All right. Thank you for that. It's definitely going to come in handy. I'm heading out for now. Neat seeing the inside of Ducky. Never seen it before. Yeah, you and me both. It was fascinating to take a dive into Ducky script. Yeah, this was my first time taking a look at it, so learned lots of interesting stuff. Made some nice improvements and bug fixes and things to the library, so feeling good about it. We'll get back to playing with it more later on. I do have the IoT server project. I was going to get into that a little bit, but honestly, I do really want to just get up and move around and do some other stuff. So that will have to come at a different time. I did make some progress on that IoT server off stream. I didn't really feel like streaming when I was working on it, but I did a bit of work on Sunday. Got that much farther along, got past the last snag that I hit when I was on stream. So that's actually in a much better spot. The next time I pop on, I will plan on showing off the current state of that and maybe working on it a little bit more as well. I'm going to head out for now. I hope everyone has a good evening. Thank you all for tuning in and watching. Thank you to all the folks, especially in the GitHub, I should say in the Discord chat, who helped me figure out stuff. Appreciate all of you as normal. And I will see you all later. Thanks again.